saying I'm not going to let Bobby Witt Jr. beat me.
It's out of here! Bobby Witt Jr. He is unstoppable.
Line drive and a diving catch by Jr. That's Bobby baseball.
That's way out of here.
You had that feeling today that Seven had that crazy look in his eye today, Ryan, and something big was going to happen.
That's deep right center field and gone. Ooh, man, what a beautiful swing.
Bobby baseball is on fire.
As if there wasn't enough energy in the building already after that celebration from Salvador Perez. Bobby Witt Jr. is back on the active roster. He is back in the Royals lineup, his first game since July 20th after his very first stint on the injured list. Boy, the Royals glad to have Bobby Witt Jr. back in that dugout.
Oh, the K is buzzing, Jake, and that adds to the buzz here, the excitement. Bobby Witt Jr., all these Royals right now, after seeing Salvador Perez be honored by George Brett, they have energy right now, and this crowd has energy as well, and these guys in blue want to live up to that and put on a show.
It's a lot of really good energy after it was a tough road trip and an off day yesterday that coincided with the trade deadline, and the Royals did make some news. Let's go down to the field, say hi to Bridget Howard. She's got more.
Well, hey, Jake and Haas. Yeah, as we saw yesterday, the priority for the Royals at this deadline was just to acquire some pitching depth. As we know, that has been the hardest hit group when it's come to injuries so far this season for the Royals. It seems like every day we're providing injury updates for the pitching staff, and JJ has said adding close to big league ready arms was the goal. So yesterday, hours before the deadline, the Royals traded Kris Bubic, who has been on the IL for the majority of this year, to the Dodgers in exchange for pitcher Carlos Duran. JJ Piccolo spoke further on the deadline and how they feel about their newest righty reliever.
We need to try to, build a bullpen for next season, and Carlos was a guy that, we actually tried to acquire earlier this season. We've had interest in the past. He's a really big guy, power arm, upper 90s fastball. He strikes a lot of guys out. The command is something that we've got to work on, like a lot of power relievers. There's some work to be done there. But this is a guy that our scouting department really had targeted for many months now, and even going back into 2025. So happy that we're able to pull that one off. And clearly, with Kris Bubic being a part of this organization since 2018, I know the last year hasn't quite gone since the All-Star game last year, hasn't quite gone where Kris would have liked it to have gone, or where would have liked it to have gone. But I think it speaks to his talent level that he still holds value, and how he could help a playoff team down the stretch. And we were happy at the very least to get something in return for Kris, with him being a pending free agent this year.
So quite a few moves and acquisitions over the last week or so. It feels like there's a lot of new faces in the clubhouse, Jake and Haas, but they feel good about Duran.
Yeah, and it will be exciting to see Duran if and when he eventually comes and joins this Royals team. We, of course, wish Kris the best as well. He was a big part of that postseason team in 2024 and an all-star last year.
Yeah, a pitcher of Bubic's caliber, you're going to get solid players in return. So excited to hear about these young guys the Royals have coming into the organization. And you got to figure JJ and that front office still believe in this team for next year. So good chance we'll see a lot of these guys next season.
And now we turn our attention to tonight. 91 degrees at Kauffman Stadium. And we've got a rematch between the Royals and Twins, teams that saw each other just a week ago. In fact, tonight's pitching matchup is a rematch. Randy Dobnak is on the mound facing his former team. So he's going to face a lot of similar names that he saw just a week ago when the Royals did get a shutout win against the Twins. Trevor Larnach at the top of the lineup, followed by Ryan Jeffers, not traded. Josh Bell bats third. Cody Clemens, yeah, he's in there. He's batting fourth. It's Royce Lewis and Brooks Lee, fifth and sixth. Alan Roden, former Creighton Blue Jay, bats seventh. Luke Keeschall and Ryan Kreidler round out the starting nine for Derek Shelton's Twins.
Jake, this is a big one for Randy Dobnak. It's been a great story. He's been eating up quality innings up until this point for the Kansas City Royals. But this start right here, just facing Minnesota last week, throwing 7 quality innings. These are the type of outings right now that Randy Dobnak can say, hey, I'm for real. This team just saw me last week, put in another quality outing right here. And Randy Dobnak will be raising a lot of the Royals front office's eyebrows, saying, hey, this is for real and we got something here.
Oh, it's never too early to reminisce. Let's take a look at that last start for Dobnak against the Twins.
Randy Dobnak will take the mound for the Royals tonight, facing his original organization. Dobnak strikes him out. Sharp, first time through. He's a strikeout pitcher right now. When he throw that changeup down in the zone, he has been sensational once again for the Royals. In his return to Target Field, he has gone 7 innings, 7 scoreless innings. You know, I'm always grateful for to have the opportunity to pitch and have the chance to do my best.
Well, there is your reigning July Pitcher of the Month for the Kansas City Royals. Nobody would have guessed that back during spring training in March. Heck, nobody would have guessed that in April, May, or maybe even June. But Randy Dobnak put together an incredible month of July.
Didn't have that one on the bingo card. That's what the young kids say, Jake. But Dobnak has earned every bit of that Pitcher of the Month, and he's earned every bit of this start right here. And I'm locked in.
I thought we were the young kids, Haas.
Yeah, we are. We're bringing some youth tonight.
That we are.
Bridget, I know you hear me down there. Randy Dobnak again. All right, here it is. 26 innings, and look at the ERA. It's been quality up until this point. And again, he just faced Minnesota July 29th. 7 innings, 4 Ks. It's all about the sinker. Keep that sinker low. Get you some ground balls, Randy.
That's interesting because he's facing relatively the same lineup, so there might be a couple wrinkles. But with Randy, what you see sometimes is what you get. Let's take a look at what he threw last time out against the Twins.
You said it exactly, Jake. What you see is what you get. And take a look right there at the orange. When you are locating that sinker like Randy is, it doesn't matter how hard you throw, you are going to have success. That's the priority pitch right there, low and away to lefties, inside for the righties. He's got a sweeper and a changeup as well if he wants to put away the hitters. And that's Randy Dobnak's arsenal, righty and lefty. StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. And there he is, Randy Dobnak. He's got some confidence in him, Jake. I love to see it.
And he should. He has thrown 13 1/3 consecutive scoreless innings over his last few outings as a member of the Kansas City Royals.
Okay, again, there's going to be a lot of contact tonight. So we got Bobby Witt Jr. back at shortstop. Always great to see that. Provides the buzz, not only tonight, but every other night. Nick Lofton over there on the left side. Michael Massey, second base. Jack Caglione, saw him out there working early at first base over there tonight. John Raven, right field. And again, good to see Kyle Isbell back center field. Cannot believe he's back this quick, but we all know the type of person, player he is. Worked hard to get back here. Good to see him in center field.
We're getting closer and closer to this Royals team being at full strength after so many missing pieces along the way over the first several months of the season. Good to have Bobby and Kyle back on the field and in action. Umpires tonight, that's Chris Guccione. He's the crew chief over there at first base. Home plate umpire is Willie Traynor. And then Charlie Ramos is at second. Jansen Visconti is the umpire at third. So much energy inside the ballpark for this first game of a homestand after the longest road trip of the year. And it starts with a pitch down and away, ball 1 on Trevor Larnach. So it was 7 shutout innings for Randy Dobnak against these Twins, and that was just a week ago. And it's a Twins team that looks very similar. They made some additions at the trade deadline, mostly to their pitching staff. There were a couple of members of their lineup, Trevor Larnach included, that were heavily rumored to be pieces that might get moved, but in a Twins uniform they remain. The Twins are 56 and 57. They're 4 games back of first in the division. They're just 1 game back of the third and final wild card spot. And first-year manager Derek Shelton has them pushing for a postseason berth.
Shelton doing a great job in year 1, taking over Minnesota. Got some bullpen help at the trade deadline. So they're in it, and they were buyers, and they're going for it.
Well, what a difference Haas a year makes. It was last year that they traded away basically their entire bullpen. Everybody.
Basically their roster, it seemed like. Byron Buxton said, I'm not going anywhere. Felt like tonight's starter, Joe Ryan, was going, but they held on, and you see what it did to them. This year now they're buyers, and they're competing to be a playoff spot.
And it's instructive. It can tell you how much can change in just 1 year. I mean, to think one of the guys that the Twins traded away at the deadline last year, even if it might not have grabbed headlines, was Randy Dobnak.
Tell you what.
He was packaged with Chris Paddock over to the Tigers at the deadline last year.
Randy Dobnak. And then Kansas City snagged him up, and he is taking full advantage of the opportunity.
Hot shot to second, and Michael Massey, sure-handed as always, makes the play. 1 down. Let's take a look at our Xfinity player profile. Who else would we feature other than Randy Dobnak? This is ERA leaders in baseball since the beginning of July. Minimum 25 innings. Randy Dobnak is right there. 4th best in baseball in ERA since the beginning of July.
So many good lessons to be learned tonight watching Randy Dobnak. All the youngsters out there, again, velocity, we're chasing it, there's no doubt. And you have to throw hard, but right there, location. If you have location and you're able to dot the corners and mix and match like Randy Dobnak, you will have success in this league.
Now facing Ryan Jeffers, a pending free agent who is heavily rumored to be a player other teams might covet as a catcher. We saw some catchers get traded over the last couple of days. But Ryan Jeffers remains a Twin, where he's been ever since he was drafted in 2018.
See him wearing some pinstripes there, some gray ones on the road. We all thought he'd be wearing some different home pinstripes after trade deadline.
Yeah, there was a thought that the Yankees might have had some significant interest in Jeffers. Caglianone's playing off the line with a righty at the plate. Nice feed to Dobnak. He gets there before Jeffers.
Good team defense here. Randy Dobnak doing it all. We understand Jack Caglianone is playing in that 3-4 hole, so anything going to the second base bag, I got to get over. Good feed there from Jack Caglianone. Saw him working early again, Jake. Early work, you see what happens. The ball will find you. Good thing Cags is working out there. Love to see it.
Saw him working on those feeds in particular with infield coach Jose Alguacil. What's the key as a first baseman when you're tossing to the pitcher in motion?
So the key there, which Jack Caglianone did a phenomenal job, when your momentum is taking you towards second base, away from the base you're throwing to, especially with the pitcher moving, a moving target, get your feet under you, get that momentum back towards the bag, and be under control. Beautifully done.
Dobnak's quickly ahead of Josh Bell, 0-2. Veteran presence in this Twins lineup, just recently passed 10 years of major league service. Another grounder for Caglianone. He slips. There's the feed, and there's the third out. 3 up, 3 down for Dobnak. Bobby Witt Jr. is back in the lineup. He's due up second in the bottom of the first.
So
great to see Bobby Witt Jr. back in the on-deck circle. He's batting second tonight and back at shortstop, his first off the injured list. That's, of course, behind Carter Jensen, who's become the everyday leadoff hitter. Jack Caglianone bats third. Franchise home run leader Salvador Perez bats fourth. Then it's Michael Massey and Nick Lofton, Isaac Collins and John Ray, and Kyle Isbell plays his first game since June 9th. Back on the active roster, activated on Sunday. And there is Joe Ryan, a longtime Royals nemesis, but the Royals have had his number more lately. Saw him just last week and tagged him 4 runs on 8 hits.
Yeah, the Royals hitters know the game plan coming into tonight, and it is all about the fastball, Jake. Tonight with Joe Ryan, doesn't matter if it's lefties or righties, the high slug percentage against the fastball, the breaking ball, you don't want to mess with either. Sweeper to the righty, more of a splitter to the lefties, but that's where Joe Ryan has success, is with the breaking ball. So we're all over the fastball tonight.
That is StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. No balls and a strike on Carter Jensen, who hit a leadoff homer against Joe Ryan just a couple of months ago in Minneapolis. And that's the exact fastball you're talking about.
That is. Carter looked like he had that exact same game plan, pitch one, trying to go 1-0. But this fastball from Joe Ryan, it says 4-seam, but don't get it twisted. It's got some run. And it's lively. You can see right there. It almost looks like it's taken off up and away towards the hitter there. So righties, you really got to get him off you. Lefties, you want to see him a ball and a half inside towards you, and you're going to trust that's going to leak back over the plate.
So the first 10 times that the Royals faced Joe Ryan, they did just about nothing. Joe Ryan owned the Royals, and the Twins won 10 consecutive games that Joe Ryan started against the Royals. But again, the last 4 have been a little bit different. The Royals have won 4 straight games against Joe Ryan, including a few this year. It's a nice welcome back for Bobby Witt Jr. His first game since Monday, July 20th. He just endured his first career stint on the injured list. As you might expect, he said that it was a little bit weird to see the team go on the road and he not be there.
And not be a part of it, watch it on TV. Yeah, life on the IL is a weird routine for these players.
And he's back on the roster with a base hit. Of course he is.
What else would you expect? Bobby Witt Jr., looking like he's getting his timing back right away, staying on a curveball here from Joe Ryan. Joe Ryan throws strikes. The fastball is going to catch plate, the breaking balls as well. So Bobby Witt Jr. ready to hit. Here's going to be the defense behind Joe Ryan. Seeing a lot of moving parts here. Royce Lewis playing first base, newly over there for the Twins, just started recently, about a month or two ago. Cody Clemens at second base. You see Brooks Lee over there at third, good young player. Ryan Jeffers behind the plate. I mentioned again, he was heavily talked about throughout the trade deadline, but ended up staying here in Minnesota.
And the Twins have really shuffled a lot defensively over the last couple of months. Well, Luke Keeschall is in center field. That's mainly because Byron Buxton remains on the injured list. You might recall that he exited a game against the Royals early last week. He was placed on the IL with a right hip injury. Keeschall's been playing exclusively outfield for the last month or so after he was on the infield to begin the year.
Yeah. Alan Roden in right and Trevor Larnach in left field. I mean, you look at his offensive numbers, he's having a great season. Minnesota's glad to have him after this trade deadline. Keep him.
There's Keeschall out in center. Now, there was a rumor that Larnach might be headed to Houston. That was a deal that was reportedly nixed at the last second. And so Larnach stays a Twin. That gets out of play. Still a ball and 2 strikes on Jack Caglione. He had a quieter start to the road trip. He was 0 for 10 in Detroit, but 6 for 24 over the last 2 series as part of the road trip. He's got a hit in 4 of his last 5 games. And he rips into right center field. Roden cuts it off quickly, but Bobby Witt Jr. is quicker. He goes first to third.
Newest all-time home run leader, your captain and home run king, Salvador Perez.
An ovation fit for a home run king.
Such special moments. Hard not to get goosebumps when the crowd recognizes greatness, royalty coming up to the plate. Wow, take it all in.
We are watching a future Hall of Famer take his first at bat at home since breaking his franchise's home run record. He tied the record here at Kauffman Stadium in the final game before the road trip, tied George Brett at 317, and then hit number 318 in Detroit that Saturday. And there's George. So cool to hear from him before the game today. And he said it best, maybe. If there was ever going to be any player that broke it, George said he was happy that it was Sal.
Yeah, amigo. That's what George always calls Sal. Anytime Salvi would see George, he just yells, amigo. So to hear George talk about him was special, and Salvi wants a big moment. He wants it right now.
Ripped to left center field. Larnach's right there in the gap, but it's deep enough to get in Bobby Witt Jr. 1-0 Royals, thanks to a sacrifice fly from El Capitan.
You see the crowd, you can hear the crowd. It's all about Salvi tonight. 2-0 count, great slider there. Salvi puts a great swing on it, just a little bit out in front. You see a beautiful side view there. Salvi getting into that leg, backside that is. Still got the sac fly. Bobby Witt Jr. scoring. 1-0 good, guys.
And he's saying just missed it. He's always got that big smile. It was shining bright this afternoon when he got to the ballpark. Got surprised with some balloons and some confetti. Now Massey strokes one left center field. Larnach can't get that one. It's all the way to the wall. Here comes Caglione motoring around third. Michael Massey's got an RBI double. The Royals have a 2-0 lead.
Oh, the boys in blue are feeding off the energy tonight, Jake. It is lively here at Kauffman Stadium. It's been buzzing all day. Look at Michael Massey. Beautiful piece of hitting right here. Left center gap. Jack Caglione putting the head down, understanding, all right, 2 outs. This is first to home. Vance is sending me. I really don't even need to look. The crowd's into it tonight, Jake. It is a fun night to be in Kauffman Stadium. I'm fired up.
And kudos to everyone for getting here a little bit earlier for the pregame ceremony. Everyone was in their seats by 6:15 as requested. And it's a nice, cooler than maybe expected night. 91 degrees at first pitch, but it feels a little bit cooler thanks to a breeze. A breeze that is now fluttering a brand new flag in right field. They raised that before the game today to honor Salvador Perez's home run record. It'll fly for the rest of the season. And there it is.
Beautiful. Breeze feels great. Seems like when they announced to everyone here at the K to be in your seats at 6:15 because of the Salvador Perez presentation, the fans here at Kauffman Stadium went nuts, and it's been buzzing from that point on.
Now the Royals are trying to get back on the winning foot. Got swept in Colorado to finish off what was a tough road trip. It was a great homestand. 5-1 on the homestand. A couple of walk-off wins. A lot of close games in Detroit and, of course, in Minneapolis. And it was a sour finish to an 11-day trip in 3 different time zones, no less. We're seeing some pretty good swings against Joe Ryan early.
Yeah, we are. And Joe Ryan just faced the Royals last week. And when you look at Joe Ryan and when you really break down his season, the fastball has been getting hit, especially when the hitters get to face Joe Ryan more than once, twice, 3 times. So that tells me the hitters, there's a little bit of movement on that fastball, but once they see it a couple times, they're able to make that adjustment.
Off the hands and over to short, and Ryan Kreidler takes care of it. That ends the inning. 2 runs on the board for the Royals. A sac fly from Salvi, and RBI double from Massey.
Tom.
2-0 Royals against the Twins, top of the second inning. It's a great start for the Royals tonight. On a night the Royals are celebrating the new franchise home run king in Salvador Perez. Of course, number 5 has also had a spotlight. He held the record for 40 years all by himself. It must have been lonely at the top, but we are so excited to welcome you, George.
Well, thank you. It's good to be here.
It is an honor to introduce you for the very first time as the player with the second most home runs in Royals franchise history.
Well, I'll tell you something that's crazy. I thought Haas was going to be the one that broke it, but he wouldn't listen to me. I tried.
Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go.
We're off the rails in 10 seconds.
Oh, man. I was messing with you last night at the Royals charity event. So there was a couple people went on stage and they're like, man, I don't know if George is handling being in second place. Well,
you guys were all up there with the Rieger guy, right?
10-year bottle. That was awesome.
Yeah.
But I shot you a text last night and you had people up there talking trash to you, George, and you didn't say anything back. Are you losing some grit? What's going on?
I really wasn't paying attention. I heard my name mentioned. I'm going, what was that? What'd they say?
Oh, you're the man.
Yeah.
You're the man.
I was sitting next to the big boss, John Sherman. We were talking baseball.
Yeah.
So I wasn't paying attention to a lot of that stuff. But it was a nice night last night. I really had a good time.
You know, George, I thought it was pretty fitting that when Salvi broke the record, you're in Cooperstown. Right. Which is where you just said 5 years after he's done, he's going to be. What has Salvi's career meant to you getting to watch it up close now for 20 years since he joined the organization?
Well, I remember his first game, and I'm sure you do, Haas, too. It was in Tampa Bay. I don't remember if he got I think he got a hit or 2, but he picked off a guy on first and third, I think, in that game.
Yep, 2 back picks.
And I'm going, man, this guy's a good catcher. I always heard he was a good catcher. Little did I know he was going to hit 320 home runs in his career, but no, he's been a great Royal over the years. You know, he's the type of guy that, like Haas, like Moose, he's always had a smile on his face and just promoted the Royals. And I'm so thankful the Royals had faith in him to keep giving him extensions and keep him in the organization. And he's going to be one of the last of a breed guys that plays his whole career in one town, which I think is something very, very special.
Well, you did that too, and like you said, we see that fewer and further between.
Right.
Well, what does it mean to you that he's been in Kansas City this entire time?
I mean, it's been great. It's really been great. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better guy, a guy that thinks of the organization first, a guy that goes out there and just how he electrifies the fans with that smile on his face every day. You know, it's just it's been a perfect marriage, I think, between Sal and the city of Kansas City.
Well, two of you are 2 of 4 captains in franchise history, and now 1 and 2 on that home run leaderboard. And I know you said that you thought Haas might break it someday, but George, you had the record for 40 years all by yourself. At some point along the way, did you think, well, you know what? I guess I'm just going to be there forever?
Well, the hit thing, Bobby Witt, I think Bobby's could, if he plays 15, 20 years in this organization, I think a lot of those records that I've had for, since I retired will fall. I mean, Bobby Witt is just a once-in-a-lifetime player that comes to your city. He can do everything, and Sal's a little bit different. I told Sal I think he's 140 triples behind me.
He ain't catching
he ain't gonna get. I got 200 stolen bases. Sal, you ain't gonna get that one.
Hey, Sal did get a triple on the last road trip.
You already got me in strikeouts. I know that, so that's good. But no, he's just been a great friend and a great person to represent the Royals all these years, and I really believe that. I think he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. I don't know where his stats right now compare to Carlton Fisk and Johnny Bench and Pudge Rodriguez and Mike Piazza, the catchers that are in there now. I don't know where he ranks home runs, RBIs, but I think he's a 12-time All-Star, 11-time All-Star. How many Gold Gloves?
9-time All-Star, 5 Gold Gloves.
5 Gold Gloves, MVP of the World Series, 5. To me, he's going to play at least 1 more year. These numbers are just going to keep climbing and climbing, and he's going to end up passing a lot of those guys that are in the Hall of Fame. And when I was there last weekend, and he hit the 3, he got the home run to pass me. Mike Schmidt and I were talking, and he's going, we're kind of the guys. If you're a member of a club, you want it as small as possible, right, Oz?
Right.
And every year, this year, they had 3 more guys going. And Schmidt's going, God, I don't know about these guys. Our club's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I liked it when it was smaller. And I told him about Beltran, and he's going, Carlos Beltran, he's not. And I said, look at his stats. Carlos is a Hall of Famer.
Switch hitter.
Now, how great would it have been if the organization wasn't owned by a trust then, and their main objective was we can't lose any money, to have Carlos Beltran play his whole career in Kansas City?
Yeah,
you left because of you were a free agent,
right?
And you probably got twice the amount of money you were going to get here. I don't blame you for leaving.
Right.
I don't blame you for leaving at all. And
it's on record. Do you believe that? You believe that?
What's that?
I'm just kidding.
No, I don't blame you for leaving. I mean, you got to think of your family. Oz, when I came up, the minimum salary was $14,000. When you guys came up, and then all of a sudden, you might be making $2 million, $3 million a year. Highest paid guy in the league's making $3.5 million.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different here. Got guys making $70 million, $50 million a year.
It is.
You can't blame people for leaving, especially in this day and era of baseball. But I would have loved to have Haas and Moose and Gordo. Well, Gordo played his whole career here, but to have more of us do that, it's a great place to play. You guys brought baseball back to the city, Haas.
That means everything that you say that, and we had fun. Me, you, and Moose talking about when you were a hitting coach and how you thought you were too old for us, and that broke our hearts, man. That really did, because you know how much you mean to us, and now to see you out there talking to Salvi and drop the mic on him like you did, man, that was awesome.
Yeah, he wanted me to bring up that they had to move the fences in 10 feet for me to pass my record.
2 World Series
I couldn't do it.
George, thank you so much.
Okay.
Thanks.
So cool to visit with George Brett, the 2nd most home runs in franchise history. But, of course, you can celebrate the 50th anniversary of George's first batting title with a special alternate jersey giveaway. That's on August 22nd. Be one of the first 20,000 fans of the K, and you'll receive this legendary George Brett alternate jersey. Grab your tickets now at Royals.com/promotions. Now, peel back the curtain a little bit. George comes into the booth. He sits down. He sees that promo card on the screen celebrating the 50th anniversary of the batting title, and he goes, 50 years. Man, oh man, time flies, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure does. What a legend. It's always so fun getting able to catch up with George, and again, hearing him speak in front of big crowds especially, man. He always knows how to tell a story, and he crushes it every time he does.
2 balls, no strikes on Isaac Collins. Bottom third of the Royals lineup due up against Joe Ryan. So Joe Ryan threw 22 pitches in that bottom of the first inning. 15 of them for strikes. And the Royals got him for 2 runs on 3 hits. And now the second time that the Royals, Haas, are facing the same pitcher in a week. To you, is that inherently advantage hitter or advantage pitcher when pitcher and team match up like that in such close proximity?
Yeah, it depends on the situation, and we're seeing both situations tonight. With Joe Ryan, it feels like the story is the fastball. The fastball hitters are seeing it well after having a couple at bats and being able to see the movement on the fastball, whether or not there's some sneak to it or some movement. That's that splitter again with the lefties. That's the pitch right there that Joe Ryan wants to get away, throw a fastball. Hopefully no damage happens and that can set up the breaking ball. But Joe Ryan, again, when you get to see him multiple times, it's advantage hitter in my opinion, because you can't miss the fastball. He wants to set that up for the off-speed pitches, the splitters, the sweepers, that being a splitter right there to Collins. And then on Dobnak, the other side, the sinker, you see how well he locates it. The Twins hitters know the situation. They got to get under that sinker, but seem to be having trouble doing it.
Now, John Rave is somebody that was not in the Royals lineup last week when the Royals faced Joe Ryan. But what we're talking about does tell you a little bit what's below the surface of these numbers. Teams that have seen Joe Ryan the most, teams in the division, have had better results against him than teams that he has seen less frequently.
Yeah, you always see within a division starting pitchers, especially nowadays, these starting pitchers with 5+ pitches, it seems like, they want to mix up as many looks as they can to the opposing hitter. So these are the outings where you're really going to see pitches 4 and 5 come out.
Kreidler's underneath it. 2 up, 2 down for Ryan here in the bottom of the second. That's a nice ovation too for Kyle Isbell, who's playing his first game since June 9th. That injury to the plantar fascia in his foot. He was having a really solid season, and the bat had started to find some consistency too right when he hit the injured list. And it has felt like when those injuries have happened for Izzy, they're just as he's starting to heat up. And he's aggressive, but he grounds out. Royals go down in order.
Back at Kauffman Stadium, and we have yet another injury report update for you, brought to you by the University of Kansas Health System. Luinder Avila, who went on the IL just a couple of days ago, is unfortunately set to have Tommy John surgery tomorrow. Q telling us today that Luinder had a scan. Dr. Key looked at it and decided this was the best course of action to get it fixed, and they wanted to get it done quickly, guys. And along with Luinder Avila, Stephen Kolek too will undergo Tommy John surgery tomorrow after he had a setback in his rehab start on July 18th. And it feels like we say it all the time, but it really has been a tough year of injuries for the Royals, particularly for the pitching staff. And so with those injuries, even more evident how important it was to pick up some of those arms at the deadline.
Yeah, especially the timing of those 2 injuries right there, Bridget, because right now we know Tommy John, the recovery process for Tommy John surgery takes, a year and a half plus. So this point in time, it's tough for both those guys to get back at some point next year. You hope they can, but it seems like it's going to be a little bit more of a rehab process. And when they come back, hopefully they're nice and ready to go, because they'll have plenty of time to get that rehab done.
Now, that is 4 different starters that the Royals were really counting on this year that have had or are having tomorrow major elbow surgeries. Cole Reagans and Ryan Berger, those already happened, and then Luinder Avila and Stephen Kolek tomorrow. Now, Bridget, I'm looking forward to when you can share some really good injury update news with us, because I know it's been a lot of negative stuff that you've had to throw our way, but you've done a great job with it.
Thank you so much, Jake. Yeah, I'm waiting for some positivity. Bobby was that today.
There you go.
There you go. That certainly provided a buzz here. Not only Salvador's presentation, but when Bobby Witt Jr. walked down that field, you can feel a different level buzz.
Well, the Royals do get Bobby Witt Jr. and Kyle Isbell back. There's a chance for Lofton charging in from third. He's played a really nice third base in Michael Garcia's absence.
Yeah, great awareness there. You saw the sinker get inside, Dobnak, we mentioned there's going to be a lot of action, especially for the left side of the infield. Nick Lofton, great awareness, recognizing the speed of the ball off the bat, coming through on the run, making a great play.
Another ground ball out for Randy Dobnak. He's already induced 5 of those tonight in the first 8 batters that he's faced.
Well, didn't happen there, but strike one, Jake. Coming into this inning, 6 of 7 for Dobnak. And the one ball, think of that first pitch in the game, the low and away sinker that just missed the plate. So you get strike one, go from there.
Now 2 balls, no strikes on Ryan Kreidler. This is a Twins team that after the Royals left town, they went to Seattle. The Twins won the series opener against the Mariners, got back above 500 for the first time since early April, but then lost the last 2 games of the series, got walked off back-to-back days against the Mariners. So they got a taste of their own medicine. They spent the off day in Kansas City yesterday, and apparently Ryan Kreidler set up a movie showing for everybody. I think they were going to see The Odyssey, but word on the street is that they actually saw the new Spider-Man movie all together. So
he's got some good pulls setting up a movie night on the road. Love to hear that.
I've seen The Odyssey, haven't seen Spider-Man yet. Jensen challenges.
The pitch was called the ball. The catcher challenging.
Carter might have a case here. It's close. But
he's been really good at ABS challenges.
Yeah, the movement on this pitch.
The call is overturned. Kansas City has 2 challenges remaining.
Oh, look at that.
How about it?
Doesn't get much closer. ABS powered by T-Mobile.
Man, that ball moved across the plate. It seems like with Dobnak, when that sinker is up, middle or up, it runs. But when it's down, it's got sink.
That was close, too. Well, maybe Carter didn't want to press his luck.
Just missed it. Just down. This is a 4-seam. Still with a little bit of movement, but you see Dobnak trying to go up in the zone there. So low out of the hand, told Carter, nope, this ball's down. Also anticipating some sink with Dobnak's ball. So good hold there from Carter.
First walk tonight from Randy Dobnak. He only issued 1 walk when he faced the Twins last week in his 7 shutout innings. Tied a career high with those 7 innings. Hadn't done that since the end of 2021. Got his first big league win since May of 2021.
Just continues to earn that ball, continues to earn starts, outings, innings, all of it.
And he has earned it every step of the way. Was not drafted out of Alderson Broaddus University in West Virginia. Went to pitch in the United Shore Professional Baseball League for the Utica Unicorns. It's just north of Detroit. And the Twins signed him pretty much sight unseen. They did not scout him in person. They only saw video. They signed him in 2017. A couple of years later, he went from high A to the big leagues in 1 year. Throws off the mound. And so Kreidler's got a steal. He's in scoring position.
Good jump from Kreidler. Minnesota knows Dobnak. He's going to get ground ball. So ahead in the count. Let's stay out of the double play situation. Take a chance. Just a great jump.
Now Jensen has thrown out 17 would-be base stealers this season. That's among the most in the league. One-two to Larnach. That changeup dove a little bit.
Yeah, it looked like he pulled it. Sometimes when pitchers pull it, they hang on to the seam, the ball too long, and the ball tends to cut. Have some movement in towards the left-handed hitter there. Nice glove work from Carter with the backhand just to snag it.
And Larnach seemed to be ready for something in the zone. Dobnak's lost the zone a little bit in this inning.
Yes, that was a sweeper. That started middle in, and started breaking inside towards the lefty. So Dobnak has 2 weapons. He can either run that sinker off it and have that movement away to the lefty, or the changeup, same movement, just less velocity.
Great diving stop from Jack Caglione. That just saved a run.
That did. That's a great play there from Caglione. This is going to be the Whataburger. What a play. And he's bailing Dobnak out here. Dobnak chooses to go back to the slider. Caglione going to the glove side, 3-4 hole there, laying out. Look at that full extension there, making some glove work that is. And again, Jay, getting up, getting that footwork back, momentum back towards first base. Early work's paying off.
He's played so much outfield since becoming a big leaguer. Really learned right field on the fly last year, playing a little bit more first base recently with Vinny Pasquantino on the injured list, and he was at first some too when Vinny was on the IL in the first stint, back in June. That's what he was in college, first baseman and a pitcher at the University of Florida. First chance for Kyle Isbell off the injured list. And he's under it as always. Jack Caglione helps Randy Dobnak. Strand Kreidler, 2-0 Royals. Kansas City Royals baseball is presented by your Kansas City Toyota dealers, who are giving fans the chance to win the ultimate game day experience. Visit your local KC area Toyota dealer today to enter the prize pack sweepstakes. And by Circus Sports and Properties. Great view from our Rally House Rally Can. Great to be back in Kansas City. Boy, it was a long road trip. 10 games, 11 days, 3 cities, 3 time zones. It is always good to be home. 2-0 Royals, bottom of the third.
Coming home to a nice crowd too, Jake. You come off a tough road trip, long road trip, change time zones. You come home to a packed crowd. No better feeling as a player.
How valuable is that off day after a long road trip?
Oh man, I tell you what, it is valuable, especially the older you get in your career. Just getting off that plane, giving your body, giving your mind a full reset, full day's rest. It almost feels like it's a fresh start coming out here today. Then you come out here today and it's a beautiful celebration happening. The Royals fans packing out the K. We've been saying it all game. It just has a great energy about it today here at the K.
Now, while there was no baseball at Kauffman Stadium yesterday, a lot of the players were still on the field yesterday. Last night, the Fountains Gala celebrating the 25th anniversary of the Kansas City Royals Foundation. And what an event. Over $1.65 million raised.
So much fun.
And over the last quarter century, over $70 million reinvested into the community. Jensen's down on strikes for the second time tonight.
Four seam at the top of the zone here from Ryan, and it's got life when it's at the top. You see that ball, a little bit of run, but you see it almost feels like it's rising to the hitter. And that's going to tell the hitter, I got to be not only early, but on top of this baseball. So when it's at the top, it's got some life up there. The Royals hitters want to zone him down now with that fastball.
Now, Bobby wasted no time reigniting the Royals offense in his return to the lineup. A single, and then he scored the game's first run back in the first inning. Impressive too to have a hit in his first at bat. Didn't have a rehab assignment. Just missed the last road trip, missed the last 10 games. And a couple before that to end the homestand. But a lot of times you'll see players go to a minor league affiliate and get some live at bats. Well, but Bobby Witt Jr. didn't need that. There's a chance for him to see close to live pitching with technology that's available to everybody. And he's back in there immediately.
He's been ready to go. Been seeing him outside all day today. Feels like before batting practice.
And now he's 2 for 2. So Bobby Witt Jr. back on the active roster. The Royals, as a result, designated Angel Velasquez for assignment. There was also a bullpen move. The Royals designated Matt Strom for assignment. Rough year for him. Jose Cuas was called back up from AAA Omaha. Looked sharp in his few games so far with the Royals. A lot of roster moves all around baseball yesterday, with trades here, there, and everywhere. And Bridger already told us about the trade that the Royals made, sending Chris Bubich to the Dodgers in exchange for Carlos Duran, who's going to start with AAA Omaha. And the Royals also acquired a righty in Nolan Hoffman from the Phillies. Base hit for Kaggs. Bobby Witt Jr. slams on the brakes. The throw nearly hit him getting back to the bag.
Bobby Witt Jr. trying to go first to third. Never taking a play off, especially on the bases. And Jack Caglione, what a hitter he continues to turn into. Splitter from Joe Ryan there. But such a pure sweep from Caglione. That barrel is in the hitting zone for so long. That's how you catch that splitter out front. Pull it for a line drive. Just a beautiful piece of hitting there, Jack Caglione.
So both Bobby and Kaggs are 2 for 2 tonight. Salvi's got a chance for a few more RBIs. He's already got one tonight.
Yeah, and you see the hitters right now, or you see the base runners. Bobby Witt Jr. at second. Might be some action here to stay out of the double play. Joe Ryan again with some movement, can create ground balls with that fastball. Jack Caglione doing a great job there at first base. You want to turn your body towards Bobby Witt Jr. so that way in your vision as a base runner you can see the first baseman and you can see Bobby. If Bobby breaks, you're going to steal with him. So it's a one-way lead, no need for a secondary. But if that first baseman tries to go behind you, you just go back to first base as well.
The way that Salvi just went with that last pitch, he was almost going to shoot it past Lewis over there at first.
Yeah, Salvi told himself before that pitch was thrown that I'm swinging here. I'm anticipating this, and he just needed that ball to sink the other way, not sweep, and just guessed wrong there.
Toward the hole. Lee flags it down, and the Twins turn a pair, and the Royals exit the third empty-handed. Win big for a great cause. Play the Royals 50-50 raffle. A winner will be announced during every single home game. Half of all proceeds will go to the Kansas City Royals Foundation and their mission. You can play at the K or play online at royals.com/5050. See, that total's a little up over 9,000 just before the start of the fourth inning. And so far, so good for Randy Dobnak. 3 scoreless on 50 pitches. That's a hot shot into right center. John Rave is able to flag it down, and that keeps Josh Bell to a single.
114 off the bat, and unbelievable play right there from John Rave in right field. This ball's coming off hot. Watch him busting down there in the gap, and he's able to cut that ball off. That saves a double. And we've been talking about the sinker that sinks from Randy Dobnak, so that very well can create a double play situation. Let's stay locked in there. John Rave, great heads up baseball there. Great hustle.
He kind of snow coned it out there too, and that's a couple of plays now, Haas, in the last 2 innings that are not going to show up in the box score in terms of what they do in the moment. Kaggs making that diving stop on a Larnach ground ball to save a run. Now John Rave preventing 90 feet.
Yeah.
These are little things that don't show up in the box score, but boy, do they have an impact.
Little details. You're exactly right, Jake.
Boom. And now a chance to turn a double play. There's one. And no relay. Clemens was a little too quick up the line.
Even so, that's a ground ball to the right side. We'd have a guy on third, less than 2 outs. So speed of the ball tells you everything off the bat. Clemens didn't get this ball great. He got it out in front. So Caglione comes and gets it, makes a great throw. And great base running again there from Bell. If you're thinking that's interference, when the runner goes from first to second, he has every right to get in that throwing lane. Completely different from when you're going home to first.
That was such a cool look at that throwing lane that Kaggs has to create coming away from first. We've seen Vinny become an expert at that kind of submarine throw to start double plays like that. But for you, what were the keys to make sure that throw is accurate and on target and getting that lane that you need?
Yeah, to one, create the lane. So I always, as you see there, when the grass meets the dirt, playing in the old high school Miami fields back in the day, there was always a big lip. So I wanted to get in front of that grass, but I always wanted my feet moving and stay low. I always wanted to play infield and feel like there was a 4 or 7 foot roof. If I'm 6 foot, obviously I got to stay in my legs, and I want my head to hit that roof. So stay in your legs to make that throw, and that's going to create consistency.
And no such lips on the infield at Kauffman Stadium.
No. Trevor and the boys have this field looking magnificent.
No doubt.
As they always do. Trevor and the grounds crew here at Kauffman Stadium would always be in communication with Moose, the infielders, myself. How do you like the field? Is it playing fast? Is it playing slow? Just, you don't get that everywhere you go at every stadium. Just ahead of the game out there, Trevor and the boys.
Ball and 2 strikes on Royce Lewis. And he didn't chase. 2-2.
So read the swing right there from Royce Lewis. Didn't chase, but you see the body kind of lunging out front towards the outer half there. So Dobnak has a good chance to run that sinker in, create a double play here.
Wide throw. It's into center. Clemens stays put. Isbell backs up. So the Twins get out of the conventional double play. And they've got a second stolen base tonight.
So the throw just get a little bit away from Carter there. Kind of looked like it just kind of slipped off his hand. It's a humid night here. I'm sure these guys are sweating. Seemed like it was a tough grip for Carter to get on that baseball.
Full count. That's into center. Clemens got a late break, and so he has to stay at third. So he put himself in scoring position, but did not read the ball well off the bat.
See Royce Lewis over there kind of joking, motioning to not only the dugout first base coach, like, I don't know what just happened, but we'll take it. Quality sweeper there from Dobnak. Royce Lewis off balance, not sure how he kept his balance in the box there, but still able to get barrel on it.
And the way that Clemens reacted, it was almost like he thought Bobby was playing right behind him.
Yeah, with Bobby over there at short, again, you got to assume he can jump, get every line drive, every pop up. So that little hesitation cost a run there from Minnesota.
That's true. He's got a cape on at all times. We've seen the full extension dives.
Oh yeah. Doesn't matter what he's doing on a baseball field. He can do what 99% of all humans cannot do. So everything's in play.
See if Dobnak can wriggle free of this fourth inning. He's behind 2 balls, no strikes on Brooks Lee, switch hitter who is much better against righties than lefties. Now, hitting with runners in scoring position for the Twins has been their biggest strength this season. They have the highest batting average with runners in scoring position in baseball. But since the All-Star break, it's been one of their weaknesses, hitting just .225 in these kinds of spots. Big reason why their offense has not been as potent.
Yeah, Minnesota wants that to change, especially heading down the stretch here the second half of the season. Manager Derek Shelton, former hitting coach in Tampa Bay with the Rays, so you know he wants to see some action, especially with runners in scoring position.
That's ball 4 on Lee, and so that loads the bases with only 1 out. So now Alan Rodin, former Creighton Blue Jay. He was the 2022 Big East Co-Player of the Year with the Blue Jays. He's 0 for 1 with a flyout tonight. He did see 9 pitches his first time up. But I'm just going to put this in the universe. When Randy Dobnak faced off with the Twins, that was last week, Alan Rodin was in the lineup, and he went 0 for 3 against Dobnak with a strikeout and 2 groundouts.
Here we go. What induced those groundouts? Good visit there from Carter. It's the first time we've seen Dobnak out of the zone all day, so let's give him a breather. Let's mention what Jake just mentioned, and let's get him back in the zone and get that ground ball.
And we're manifesting up here.
Okay, you see that swing. He is not trying to hit a ground ball.
No, that was not a ground ball swing.
Oh.
Of course he's not trying to hit a ground ball.
As he shouldn't.
But now Dobnak's ahead 0-2. Randy Dobnak's done it his entire career. Nearly a 60% career ground ball rate. Could really use one here. That's off the end of the bat. Shallow right. Rave closes. Now the play at the plate. Caglione cuts it off, and everybody takes advantage. So Clemens is in. Lewis to third, Lee to second. The Twins are on the board.
A lot going on here with this replay. Roding doing a good job getting the ball in the air. We see John Rave coming in full sprint here, and this is the right idea from Jack Caglione. There's a good chance that runner's going to make it home. You see Carter up the first base line there. The throw was taking him away, so Caglione wanted to cut that ball and go right to third, make a redirect, get the out there at 2-1. So that's the right play. Just messed up the execution there from Cags.
Second and third, 2 outs. What is Cags hearing during that play that tells him, hey, cut off this throw and try to go to third?
So usually you're going to hear it from the catcher, but on nights like this, Kauffman Stadium, you're playing in front of big crowds, it tends to get loud, especially on a play like that. So Cags is going to peek. He's going to understand not only the throw was taking Carter up towards that first baseline, so that's going to tell Cags the runner's safely at home. It's still a 2-1 ball game if I cut this ball and throw it over there to Nick Lofton. Again, right play, right mindset, just the execution wasn't there. Okay, let's take another look. We can see it here from Cags. So right there, that ball bouncing, that's going to tell you that throw, every bounce, it's going to lose velocity towards home plate. And then because Carter is lining up Cags, Cags knows that ball's to my right, it's away from home plate there. Let me make this redirect.
That was a really good look, too, and you could see Carter shuffled to his right. So even if that ball gets to him in time, he's still got to come to the other side of the plate to make that tag.
That's right. And sometimes when you hear from your Little League coach at home, the catcher lines up the first baseman, right, left, but Cags can take a peek there at the catcher because, again, sometimes in these stadiums it's so loud, we're not going to be able to hear what Carter's telling me. So these infielders, these big league players, they need to take a peek and understand I got to line myself up here. And Cags did a great job again, but just the execution.
So the Twins grab a run. 2 in scoring position. 3-1 to Keyshaw. And now the count's full, 3-2. That is the 5th full count for a Twins hitter tonight. Been a lot of pitches for Dobnak now these last couple innings. He was so in the zone the first 2 innings, but it's been a little bit more erratic in the 3rd and 4th. Toward the hole. Bobby backhands. Keyshaw falls, and Bobby makes the play all the same. 2 stranded in scoring position. The Twins grab 1 run. Royals 2, Twins 1.
Promotions.
Beautiful sunset tonight in Kansas City, and you get a great look thanks to our Rally House Rally Cam. A nice view of the Truman Sports Complex. See our neighbors across the parking lot. Oh, look at that sky.
Beautiful.
Summer sunsets. Nothing like them.
No. You mentioned the neighbors across the parking lot. They're getting it going.
They're getting it going. Saw Patrick Mahomes back out there at training camp.
How good was that to see?
Just incredible, frankly.
See him moving that good this early.
To be clear, never had a doubt. Want that on the record, never a doubt.
How can you doubt that guy? Best in the biz.
Well, that place will be packed again very soon. There were some incredible crowds there for the World Cup matches over the last couple of months.
Kansas City knows how to host.
Knows how to host, knows how to get loud for its teams. And this is a sports city like no other.
Even the awareness when Kyle Isbell came to the plate. When Kyle Isbell's when they announced his injury this year, I figured, okay, that's probably season ending. There's no way he comes back. He came up that first at bat, and this crowd here at Kauffman Stadium recognized his effort to get back out here on this field, and that was pretty cool to see.
I think we all kind of feared the worst, probably wrongfully for Isbell. None of us are doctors, right? But you know, we see the injury and then we go on Google and we're like, okay, what does this mean? And you know, Dr. Google tells us, oh, this is serious, but that's not actually the case. Great to see Izzy back.
I would hit up Dr. Key with a lot of the information I got from Dr. Google back in the day. But again, it's easy for the fans to understand, yeah, that we see the 318 on the field, there's a special day, but little efforts like Kyle Isbell, big efforts, like I should say, for the fans to recognize this guy took his rehab process serious. He did what he can to get back on this field, and he's back on this field now. So just another cool moment from a fan base that every little detail, Jake, they recognize and they are aware.
And Izzy has been a mainstay for this Royals team more or less ever since he debuted. Massey cracks it to center, and Keeshaw's there, one away. Now get this, now the Royals have traded Kris Bubic, the second longest tenured Royal behind Salvador Perez. It's Kyle Isbell.
Kyle Isbell.
And Daniel Lynch IV is right up there with him.
Never knew much about Kyle Isbell heading into this season, and getting to hear from Royals Hall of Famer Alex Gordon. I think it was one off season they worked out together, but getting to hear just the work ethic and hear Gordon speak about Kyle Isbell the way he did, I instantly became a fan, and then getting to see him on a day in, day out basis this year, even more of a fan.
Lofton gets it off the end of the bat. 2 up, 2 down for Joe Ryan here in the fourth. You know, in the wake of Kris Bubic being traded, you know, we immediately think about the 2018 draft, which was headlined by all of those college pitchers that did make their major league debuts and have had, you know, varying amounts of success. I think a lot of people forget that Kyle Isbell was part of that 2018 draft class too. He was a 3rd round pick that year.
That's right. It's good to see him back out there just gliding, floating in center field. When I watch Kyle Isbell in center field, I think of Jackie Bradley Jr. playing center field for the Boston Red Sox. And you know how Andrew Jones, when you're shagging fly balls in the outfield, he put his glove in the spot where he thought the ball would land. Well, Jackie Bradley Jr. and Kyle Isbell, they seem to take off, put their head down, and just put their head right back up when they're in that perfect spot. Just the awareness of the position, great jumps off the bat, and they just glide out there in center field. So smooth.
And those two were teammates just a few years ago.
There you go, Jake. I surely didn't know that, so way to pick me up there.
And JBJ had a stint here with the Royals.
Sure did, that's right.
And there have been quite a few incredible outfielders that have come through Kansas City. Of course, Gordo first and foremost.
That's right.
With the 8 golds.
Platinum in there as well. Gordo, man, as sure of hands as you can see. Think about, I mean, just whenever the ball is going to touch the glove, you're just 100% sure that Alex Gordon is going to catch that. You never see a ball really ricochet off his glove. As sure of hands as you can possibly see in the outfield, in my opinion.
And one of the greatest left fielders of all time. Yes. Full stop.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Not afraid to run through a wall at full speed.
I'd be afraid to be the wall.
Attaboy, Jake, you're exactly right.
1-2-3 inning for Ryan. Royals up 1 going to the 5th.
See?
Coming out of the K on August 22nd for Ladies Night. Take home an exclusive Royal City Connect wristlet and get early access to special vendors in stadium when you purchase a themed ticket. Purchase your themed tickets at royals.com/ladies. That's a good sign to start the 5th inning. Strike 1 from Randy Dobnak. Through 4 innings of 1-run ball. In the first 2 innings were much more efficient and much more strike heavy than the last couple of innings.
Yeah, Minnesota got to the pitch count. See 77 pitches, 78 coming here. So Randy knows I got to get back in the zone. Let's get some early contact, eat some more quality innings.
Lofton cuts it off. Gets his momentum toward first and makes the play. So first 2 innings, Randy Dobnak threw 22 strikes and only 8 balls. And now over the last 2 innings, you see that bottom row, 45 pitches, 23 strikes. So only 1 more strike than ball over the last couple innings.
Yeah, you see Randy Dobnak just continues to make adjustments after adjustments, and it felt like last inning Randy went in that dugout and said, all right, no more nibbling here. Let's get back in the zone, get strike 1.
He did give up a run in the last inning. First run that he's allowed since July 18th. Snapped a 16 and a 3rd inning scoreless streak.
It's a different start. Again, Randy faced these guys last week, so these hitters, they get more and more looks. And they're aware of the movement. They're aware of little things. Hey, when the sinker's down, it's got more depth. It's going to go sink down towards the ground. When it's up, it's more of a run. It's more of a 2-seam fastball. So with all those at-bats, those are the adjustments the hitters are able to make.
And right now facing a guy that he was teammates with in Trevor Larnach. So there's that level of knowledge too.
Yeah, and Randy's telling himself maybe, hey, I'm trying to think a little bit too much. Let's get back to my strengths here.
Dobnak was with the Twins from 2019 through 2021, then another stint 2024 and 2025. Trevor Larnach made his big league debut in 2021. Larnach was the Twins' first-round pick in 2018, 20th overall out of Oregon State. That was as dominant a college team as there's been in the last decade. They won the College World Series. Bunch of first-round picks on that team, Adley Rutschman included.
Yeah.
Was first overall the next year.
A lot of good baseball out of Oregon State.
Well, speaking of Rutschman, how about that trade?
Oof.
Rutschman to the Red Sox.
When was the last time that not only the Yankees lost a trade to somebody, but the Red Sox? You figure the old boss George Steinbrenner would have never let that happen, and the Yankees needed catching. We mentioned this batter right here, Ryan Jeffers, might have been one of them. Adley Rutschman was the top catcher on the trade market, and to see Boston make the move over the Yankees was very surprising. Watch out.
Ramon Borrego hits the deck. Thankfully, he's all right.
Whew. 105 off the bat. And Ramon saying, let's straighten that out. Get that in fair territory. Stay away from me. Check this out. That ball's hooking towards him. You try and get out of the way. You just duck and hope for the best.
It's good reflexes over there.
It's cat-like.
There's that good sinker over the outer edge.
Beautiful movement. That ball to strike. Starts out in the white line there in the left-handed batter's box. So Jefferson's telling himself, nope, that's a ball shut down. And then all of a sudden that late movement catches the corner.
It's pulled foul. Still 1-2 on Jeffers. Aaron Bummer's warming up in the bullpen. Made his Royals debut on Sunday. This would be his home debut as a Royal, though he's pitched here plenty after many years with the White Sox. Dobnak gets him in the air. And Jeffers is a little frustrated. There's the second out. And now a message from Minsky's Pizza.
Eat well, live better. Minsky's.
Inside out swing to the left field corner. Isaac Collins has just enough room. Inning over. 5 innings, a 1-run ball from Randy Dobnak. night has returned with Christian music legend Toby Mac come out to the K on Friday, August 21st, and grab an added field pass to see the concert from the field after the game. Purchase tickets at Royals.com/promotions. Beautiful early August night at Kauffman Stadium. The Royals have a 1-run lead over the Twins. We have been here before. Boy, have these two teams played some close games lately. Certainly the case last week in Minnesota. And the Royals have just played a ton of 1-run games really since the All-Star break. Well, the Royals and Twins in general have played more games decided by 2 runs or fewer than just about any other teams in baseball.
It's always 1 or 2 teams within your division that no matter how each team's doing each year, it just seems like it's always going to be one of those games. And I can date all the way back to my playing days with the Royals. Anytime we rolled into Minnesota or Minnesota came here, you knew you were in for some interesting ball games.
Sounded like John Ray broke his bat. There's one away. Joe Ryan's now retired 5 straight. Now, it's been an interesting year in the American League Central. Frankly, a very unexpected year in the American League Central. Who would have thought that the Tigers would be sellers at the deadline, trading away Tarek Skubal and Casey Mize from their rotation? Who would have thought the White Sox would be buyers? They pick up a starter. And the Guardians, they get former Royal Foster Griffin to bolster their rotation. Also Joe Adell, they get a right-handed power bat. Nathaniel Lowe in the mix too. They add a little bit of thump. This has been a fascinating division in a lot of ways, a frustrating division in a lot of ways. Frustrating in the sense that coming into the year, well, you felt that the Royals on paper were the team that had gotten the best during the offseason, maybe right along with the Tigers. But the White Sox and Twins in particular have been bigger surprises this year.
Yeah, a lot of anticipation after the World Baseball Classic. But yeah, the whole American League this year, it seems like the beginning of the season, the whole first half, nobody really separated themselves in the American League. And then as we inch closer to the trade deadline, it seemed like one day teams were buyers, one day teams were sellers. And we saw those close games, or those close run ball games. Minnesota's been pretty good in those, and that's been the difference.
Nice shot through the hole for Kyle Isbell. He's got his first hit since coming back from the IL.
Good to see Kyle Isbell back. We saw a lot of big knocks from Isbell early in the season doing exactly this, staying inside the baseball, putting quality swings on breaking balls. And when you put a quality swing on the baseball, you're able to take the ball the other way like Kyle Isbell just did for a base knock.
I was just thinking, how many times did we see Izzy go to the opposite field
Big
first couple months of the season?
Late in the game, big knocks coming through late in the situation. It was like him and Nick Lofton were coming through every other night. Big for the Royals.
When you talk about the American League, as it stands right now, the Twins are 1 game back of the 3rd wild card spot, despite being a game below 500. And there are 7 teams within 4 games of each other. 6 of them, obviously including the Twins, are under 500.
Yeah, Twins went and addressed some needs in their bullpen this trade deadline. We saw Jeff Hoffman out there playing some catch today. Had a good young closer that you got to find out today is going to remain in that closing position, at least for now, early on, and then have Jeff Hoffman in that bridge role.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like from Twinsland. They acquired Jeff Hoffman and lefty A.J. Minter. Minter came from the Mets, Hoffman from the Blue Jays. The Twins have loved what they've seen from Yoendrys Gomez, who's been in the back end of the bullpen for them over the last month or so. And it sounds like he's still going to get the lion's share of the saves chances. Hoping to see none of them tonight.
That's right. You see the newly acquired Jeff Hoffman on the right, A.J. Minter in the middle. Those are 2 quality relief pitchers there, so they're going to help this Minnesota bullpen.
And then just to their left too was Tommy Nance, another guy that the Twins picked up in a trade. Not really a deadline deal, but it was just before the All-Star break.
Yeah, good right-handed sinker.
So the 3 new guys in the Twins bullpen are all hanging out. Payoff pitch to Jensen. Isbell runs, and it's high for ball 4. Good to see Izzy on the move. Good to see Jensen take a free pass. 2 on with 1 out for Bobby Witt Jr. And so far so good. Ozzy's 2 for 2.
Yeah, he's different, Jake. We know this. Didn't need rehab bats. At bats, that is. He comes right in there. Take a breaking ball up the middle at bat number 1. See a couple sinkers, foul some off. And then Bobby Witt Jr. is learning by each pitch. And he's able to take it the other way for a base knock. Probably get some damage right here after.
And that's down the line past Lee. Bobby Witt Jr.'s 3 for 3 in his return from the injured list. He drives in Isbell. Here comes Jensen. 2 on the board for the Royals. Bobby Witt Jr. takes advantage and gets to third. Instant ignition from the Royals superstar. Oh, is it good to have him back?
Woo, take a listen to this crowd. Look at them off their feet. Just by him walking out before the game created a buzz. And Bobby Witt Jr., 2 hits to start the night. And you felt like with each pitch, he's gaining that timing. And you felt it. There was some damage to that at bat. Taking that sinker inside, down the left field line. Just a perfect swing from America's shortstop. And look at him. Bobby Witt Jr. was ready to go. Wasn't satisfied with the triple, Jake.
He's credited with a double. Ryan Kreidler's charged with a throwing error. 2 RBIs for Bobby Witt Jr. He's got his 6th game with 3 or more hits this year. He's 3 for 3, and the Royals are up 4-1.
Just does it all. Life-changing speed, power, able to stay inside sinkers, pull them the right way, take them the other way for base hits when you're down in the count. Setting up Jack Caglione here for an RBI situation.
And you know, as you can tell just by looking at Bobby over there leading off third base, how happy he is to be back on the field.
Antsy. I mean, Bobby Witt Jr. was out on the field before batting practice today, and it just seemed like he just was too excited, couldn't be inside, had to get outside. It's great to see him back in this lineup.
So the Royals have scored 4 runs off Joe Ryan now in back-to-back starts in back-to-back weeks. He even said after his last start that he's been, quote, battling some things. He's been searching. He was scratched from his start just before the Royals got to town with some arm fatigue. He has not been quite himself. That's to his own admission. Here comes Bobby, play at the plate, and he's safe.
Oh, I tell you what, Jake, unbelievable, this guy. Bobby Witt Jr. just night in and night out, continues to amaze on a baseball field. The infield is in. They're at 4 depth. Third baseman is holding him on like he's a first baseman because Bobby Witt Jr. has life-changing speed. He's off on contact here, and he's able to make it. This play just makes it look way easier than it should actually look. Off on contact with infield in. Typically, as a base runner, you're going to let that ball go through, but when you're Bobby Witt Jr., the rules don't apply to you.
Not quite a mad dash.
No need to be.
But no need to be when you have that kind of speed.
Man, I tell you what, you saw that ball. It was a chopper, so it wasn't hit solid from Jack Caglione, but Bobby Witt Jr. anticipated it. Told Vance Wilson, I guarantee it, said, I'm out on contact right here. I'm going to be aggressive. I'm going to get Jack Caglione this RBI. Take another look again. This is 4 depth. You see the third baseman almost holding him on like a first baseman. Bobby Witt Jr. doesn't care. He says, I'm off on contact. And you need a perfect throw, and you need that ball hot off the back of Jack Caglione to have a chance to get Bobby.
When you say 4 depth, does that mean every infielder is getting ready to throw home to 4?
That's exactly that, Jake. That is, okay, you have 3 depth where, listen, we understand if the ball's hit hard to us, we'll get the out at home, but if not, we go to first. But when it's 4 depth, it is the out has to be at home no matter what. Play in on the grass. Bobby Witt Jr. still beats it.
5-1 Royals in the bottom of the 5th.
That right there is a big reason why Jack Caglione and Bobby Witt Jr., if they stay together throughout their long playing careers, Jack Caglione will stay in that 100 RBI range, hitting behind a guy like Bobby Witt, just because of that.
And now Cags takes off. Jeffers' throw, not in time. Cags has a steal, his 4th of the year.
Don't sleep on Jack Caglione's athleticism as well. Big size 17 shoe over there, but Jack Caglione can run. We've seen him out there covering ground in right field. Gets a good jump here. Saw him communicating with first base coach Damon Hollins over there. So good read, good pickup they had. Great jump.
And tonight we've seen Cags score from first on a double and also rip a bag.
Yeah, playing a great face for first base. Showing some versatility.
You know, think about having a size 17 shoe. It's just less steps to get to second, right? You're that much closer with every foot in the dirt.
Saw him make a play where he kind of stumbled in the 3-4 hole there. Trevor and the crew cleaned it up, but he left a monster divot over there. Oh, man. Jack Caglione, what a player he continues to be. Think about this point in time last year, Jack Caglione.
Yeah, no kidding.
And what he's done now, he has made some big strides offensively and defensively.
And that's what you hope.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you come to the big leagues. Sure, there are some players that just hit the ground running, but for most, the vast majority, it takes a little bit to find your footing.
Yes. Great point, Jake.
That's a great grab from Royce Lewis. He might have saved a run with that well-timed leap.
Times this jump up, too. This ball gets in on Salvi, so Royce Lewis thinks I got to get up, but let me wait. And he's been adapting good over there at first base. He's athletic. You see him there plant down and get up there.
He's not necessarily used to having as big of a glove over there.
No, that could have helped him out. Good
He's
point.
used to the infielder's mitt on the left side. It was when he was in AAA in St. Paul. He was optioned earlier this year that Justin Morneau was over there working with him on playing first base and helping him prepare for potentially that defensive role.
Sometimes a position change like that for a guy like Royce Lewis just mentally can free you up, because I got to focus on everything new I'm learning about first base. And Royce went down there, learned the position, hit very well as well, Jake, and came back to the big leagues and has been producing at the plate.
He's been playing a lot of first base since he was called back up. He was called back up when the Twins were at Target Field back in early June. And tonight is his 38th career start at first base.
Yeah, early on with Royce Lewis, the story was if we can just keep him healthy. Remember the postseason, Royce had some big games. So if we can keep him healthy over the course of 162, that'll be good. And first base will certainly benefit him in staying healthy.
And there's a grounder to Lewis over at first. He plays it cleanly. And that ends the inning. But the Royals add a pair. They had 3, 2 of them from Bobby Witt Jr.
All right, here's tonight's Rally House moments that matter here. Randy Dobnak just continuing to earn starts in the big leagues. He's in line for a big league win tonight here if the Royals bullpen can hold on, but just trusting his stuff, sinkers, sliders, letting the defense work behind him, getting quality outs. We see him ran into trouble in the 4th inning there, but was able to come back out in the 5th, save some pitches, and he's got himself in line here for a big league win.
5 innings, a 1-run ball from Randy Dobnak. Boy, has he been solid. And now Daniel Lynch, the 4th, gets in on Cody Clemens' hands. 1 pitch and 1 out.
He's been solid. You saw Vinny Pasquantino there picking up Randy Dobnak, and Dobnak has certainly earned the trust and the respect of his teammates on how he's came up and produced for the Royals.
Well, you want to talk about earning trust. Look at that ERA from Daniel Lynch, the 4th, this year.
In production.
After that out, probably under 2.
Safe to say. I'm
Safe
not a
to
math
say?
guy. You are, Jake.
I can't do that kind of math on the fly.
It sounded right, and I trust it.
I'm going to guess that he's at 199 after getting that first out.
I'm with you, and I'm in. Daniel Lynch, I am in on him. It's a sinker. I think of Zach Britton with Baltimore Orioles back in the day. The sinker just drops straight down. Plays like a fast split finger fastball, if that makes any sense.
And that changeup has been so vastly improved over the last few years now.
Yeah. And amazing to see early on. Daniel Lynch just talking about cleaning up mechanics, simplifying, and wow, it's helped them in a big way.
I was catching up with Daniel a little bit this afternoon. We were talking about Chris Bubich. Those two were drafted together, came up together, and he said, yeah, it's weird that he's not here. You know, you look over where his locker was, and all of a sudden it's not his. It's a little bit strange visually. You know, he wishes Chris all the best, and certainly we do too. But Lynch has carved himself out a role that maybe wasn't expected when he was drafted in the first round of that 2018 draft. He was a starting pitcher, much like Brady Singer and Jackson Kowar and Chris Bubich and Jonathan Bolin. And he has become a pretty incredible high leverage reliever now over the last 3 years. He really became a reliever, a fully fledged reliever, if you will. It was kind of August of 2024 where he first started pitching out of the bullpen almost exclusively. It's an opposite field hit for Royce Lewis. He's 3 for 3 tonight.
Forcing just caught a little too much plate there. See Daniel Lynch when that ball's up, just flattened out, tried to get up with it. But again, just caught too much plate. And Jake, you bring up a great point. It's two highly touted young left-handed pitchers, both who have had success in the big leagues, but paths completely different. One guy, starting pitcher, has success like that. Daniel Lynch goes to the bullpen, has success in the bullpen. Still doesn't mean he can't be a starting pitcher at some point in time one day, but just think of the confidence now that Daniel Lynch takes that ball with, trusts his stuff, and says, I'm going to go and just attack the zone, make the hitters hit it.
Well, he said that's been the biggest thing. You know, he was really proud of what he showed in spring training, said that he accomplished all the things that he wanted to. The velo was up. He was getting more swing and miss. These are things that are really important for a guy that's going to be in a reliever role like this. And he has put together an incredible season. Now get this. Since starting to pitch exclusively out of the bullpen, this is late August of 2024. Entering tonight, 113 appearances, a 2.23 ERA.
Wow. That's impressive. It's durable. Sometimes as a coach, you try to create a situation that you can simplify the mindset of a player. So with Daniel Lynch, we're seeing a great example tonight. Two starting pitchers that just faced the opposing hitters last week. Sometimes as a starting pitcher, you're thinking, man, I got to go for 6-7 innings. How am I going to get this guy out in at bat 1, at bat 2, at bat 3? But when you go down to the bullpen, you don't know if you can face the minimum of 3 hitters, and that's it. So you have no pitches to waste, and you are just attacking each hitter like it's your last.
And there's a great slider to get Brooks Lee.
Nothing you can do with a slider like this. You see it there. The hitter says that's a strike. You start your swing, falls right off the table.
When the Royals get 10 or more strikeouts, get a free Frito-Lay snack the next day at Price Chopper. It's now just 2 strikeouts for Royals pitching, 1 for Randy Dobnak in his 5 innings, and now 1 for Lynch. He's getting a mound visit because Austin Martin is pinch hitting. That's a platoon switch for Derek Shelton. He lifts Allen Roden, the lefty, and goes with Martin, the righty. Face a pitcher in Lynch, who turned in a scoreless month of July. 11 innings, 0 runs in the month of July.
Yep. Just continues to build and create that confidence in his stuff. This is a good example too. Minnesota trying to go with the righty, but it doesn't matter against Daniel Lynch.
As he plays the short hop, it's another scoreless outing for Daniel Lynch the 4th. Yeah, you can smile about it.
Hey, Royal.
Kansas City Royals baseball is presented by Yingling Flight, the next generation of beer, and by your local Kansas City Honda dealers. 5-1, Royals on top, bottom of the 6th inning. Well, the Royals have put up at least 4 runs against Joe Ryan now twice in 2 weeks. Austin Martin, who entered the game as a pinch hitter, stays in to play right field. And Ryan is on for a 6th inning. He's thrown 86 pitches to this point.
We've seen Joe Ryan throw that fastball at the top of the zone and have success tonight. Before the outing, he's been getting hurt with his fastball in the middle of the plate. But he's thrown some quality fastballs up at the top of the zone. Royals did a great job adjusting second and third at bat, taking advantage of some breaking balls in the zone. All kinds of adjustments being made tonight on both sides.
This is his 137th career start, all of them with the Twins. Got him in a trade with the Rays at the deadline in 2021. Nelson Cruz went to the Rays as part of that deal. So the Rays got a boomstick, and the Twins got a pitcher who's been every bit of an ace for him over the last few years. This inning's our Sonic Slam inning. Our contestant tonight is Bruce Hoffman from Holt, Missouri. If a Royals player hits a homer this inning, Bruce wins $300. And if it's a grand slam, Bruce will win $25,000.
Why not, Bruce?
Let it ride.
Why not?
Lofton pulls it foul. Still 1-2. So the Royals seem to have solved the Joe Ryan riddle after breaking through last September against him. Now facing him for a fourth time this year. And in really all but one of those starts, they've knocked him around.
Nothing you can do with pitches like this. Two breaking balls, and then you follow it up with a backdoor two-seam fastball again. Starts out the white line of the left-handed batter's box. Nick Lofton says, no, that ball's out. And then as soon as you shut down the swing, ball just leaks back and catches the corner. You can really see Joe Ryan make those adjustments. The last three pitches to Nick Lofton, he threw one breaking ball that he felt like he didn't execute. Nick Lofton fouls it off. Joe Ryan says, okay, let me get back to that. I feel like if I could just execute that pitch, it'll work. Then you see Nick Lofton take the quality breaking ball, and that tells Joe Ryan, okay, he's on it. I got to throw the fastball here, and just executes it perfectly.
Drafted at a Cal State Stanislaus back in 2018 by the Rays. There is another Cal State Stanislaus alum reached the big leagues very famously.
Who that?
Rusty Kuntz.
Rusty, our player. I did not. know that.
Player.
I want to hear Rusty say that college. I feel like I've never heard him say that.
There's a couple others that have come out of that school to reach the big leagues, but those are the two main ones, Joe Ryan and Rusty.
Doesn't surprise me the Tampa Bay Rays being the ones to find Joe Ryan at that college.
It's ball 4 on Isaac Collins. He's been drawing a lot more walks lately, and he's on at first with one away. Now a message from UMB Private Wealth.
Is my retirement plan on track?
Are my investments aligned with my goals?
Is my plan built for the long run?
Schedule an appointment today.
Well, that's the end of the line for Joe Ryan. 5 1/3 innings, and the Royals get him for 5 runs on 7 hits. Isaac Collins is on first. Cody Funderburk is coming in from the Twins bullpen. Another great shot from our Rally House Rally Cam. The sun's just gone down, and so the lights are on at Kauffman Stadium in the outfield experience and over the field as well. Royals up 5-1. And John Rave steps to the plate. He stays in to face a lefty in Cody Funderburk. Isaac Collins is at first after drawing a 1-out walk.
Big lefty. Heavy sinkers here.
Collins takes off. Rave bunts. It's a beauty. It almost gets past Funderburk. What a play with the glove flip.
Man, what a play. John Rave doing the execution of this drag bunt. almost as good as you can possibly do. But take a look here. The goal here is just to get it past the pitcher. You get it past the pitcher, it's a free base knock. And wow, big Cody Funderburg fielding his position with some glove work and flipping it with the glove as well.
And especially as a lefty, falling off to the third base side, that's
not easy.
You tip your cap to that plate.
Yeah. Sure do. That's that tweener play we see a lot this year, Jake. So that being a bunt, drag bunt, but sometimes we've seen it this year on soft contact, that once that ball, if you're a pitcher, you are taking a straight line towards the first base, and if you can't cut that ball off, there's a good chance that's a hit.
And a chopper over to Clemens. And Funderburg retires both the lefties. That ends the 6th.
The biggest
Stadium looks a bit different than it did 24 hours ago. Last night, the Kansas City Royals Foundation hosted the Fountain Gala at Kauffman Stadium to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the foundation. And guys, it was a beautiful night that raised over $1.65 million, the highest amount ever generated from a single event in the foundation's history. And for those that are unfamiliar with the Royals Foundation, since 2001, the Royals Foundation has invested more than $70 million back into the community. Haas, I know you from a player's perspective have spent a lot of time in this Kansas City community, whether it was with the Urban Youth Academy, investing for families in need, literacy for all students, the Royals Fields Grant Program. The Royals and the Royals Foundation have truly impacted the community in such a large way, and last night really ensured that for years to come. It was an amazing night. Haas, I know you enjoyed yourself. The players were enjoying themselves on the blue carpet with their better halves, and it's no surprise that Vinny had his table fired up. Haas, you saw that?
Yeah, it was lively. It was fun last night. Anytime they bring out the silent auction boys and they got the, hey, sold with the right, hey, I got 5, I got 10, I got 12. It was nonstop energy. I tell you what, Bridget, I wasn't really sure about the fountain cool dress code, but I wore some white pants last night, and we got through the night successful. Didn't spill anything on them, so that was a successful night for me, Bridget.
At least there weren't any unexpected Salvi splashes. That is acceptable then when you can wear white pants.
Oh, man.
See, I figured fountain dress would come with a Salvi splash.
Oh, man.
Everyone gets one as you enter on the blue carpet. Maybe that'll be for next year.
You catch some red Gatorade on that Salvi splash, you're not getting those pants back.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Haas, that auctioneer, that was pretty good.
Man,
he might have a calling.
I was so focused in on the auctioneers last night. This guy, I'm pretty sure he was trying to not talk and words were still coming out of his mouth. It was amazing.
That is called strike 3 on Luke Keeschall, and John Schreiber roars into the 7th with a K.
Four seam from Schreiber coming out of the pen. Some leak back there. Schreiber's always got that run back towards the plate. Carter doing a good job presenting it well to the home plate umpire, was able to get the call.
Well, Schreiber has been terrific against right-handed hitters this year. He's got 2 in a row in Keyshaw and Kreidler, then a lefty at the top in Larnach. This year Schreiber's held righties to a 178 average.
Yeah, we're seeing why. That arm angle. Schreiber drops that arm angle, releases it 8 degrees, so that looks like it's coming straight from third base. And it says four-seam fastball, but that ball has some movement on it. And then you pair it up with a sweeper like that. That's that east-west combo we see from so many guys in the big leagues these days.
That's in the air, deep to left center field. Long run for Collins onto the track, and he's got just enough room to gone. And now a message from your Kansas City Toyota dealers.
Dear Friday, let's put good times in gear. Toyota trucks. Toyota. Let's go places.
Well, now he faces the lefty Larnach. The lefties have hit .342 against Schreiber this year. And I think candidly, Haas, understanding where the Royals are and that Schreiber's a pending free agent, there's some surprise that he's not necessarily elsewhere after the trade deadline. The numbers are relatively right in line with what he's done the last couple of years. It does take 2 teams to make a trade.
Yeah, more of the surprise for me is why teams weren't more aggressive in acquiring a guy like Schreiber. Schreiber's thrown some quality innings in this league, and he's always available. He's durable. Boston Red Sox, he had some quality saves in that organization. I was with him at the time. Really came up with Detroit, so you can use him in many roles in that bullpen. I was really surprised teams weren't after acquiring him to get some of those innings out of the bullpen.
And you wonder how John feels about it, and if there's some motivation over the last couple of months of the season.
Yeah.
Hey, this is what you could have acquired.
Yeah, you see his season now. He's got that .370 ERA, so he can go one of 2 ways, and if he finishes strong here, that'll put together a solid season.
Seemed like he sort of pitches around Larnach, get to the righty Jeffers. Royals up 5-1 in the 7th. And it was during the Red Sox postseason run a few years ago that Schreiber kind of put himself on the map in at least J.J. Piccolo's eyes. I remember talking to J.J. when the Royals acquired Schreiber in a trade with the Red Sox, that J.J. remembered seeing Schreiber pitch in the postseason and being really impressed with his intensity and the strike throwing and the arm slot and then the entire package. And that's in some ways what led to the trade of the Royals acquiring Schreiber, and he's been a solid, reliable option now the last few years. And he's taken the ball just about every single time his number's been called.
Yeah, reliable, and his number's called upon. He takes that ball. It doesn't matter if he's working back-to-back days. If it's a closed situation, you need him to open, come in mid-game. Guys like John Schreiber are always willing to take the ball, and that's extremely valuable for a club.
He led the team with 74 appearances last year. This is his 46th appearance this year, tied with Daniel Lynch IV for the most on the team. And he gets Jeffers looking. Couple of strikeouts and a scoreless 7th for John Schreiber.
George Brett kicked off his legendary career by winning the 1976 batting title. Now you can celebrate with an
Kansas City Royals baseball is presented by Quick Trip. Download the QT app for exclusive deals and offers. And by Menards. Save big money at Menards. It's been a great night for the Royals. They lead the Twins 5-1. Salvador Perez was honored before the game after breaking the Royals franchise home run record over the road trip. The Royals got 2 in the first, with Bobby Witt Jr. back in the lineup and starting the show with a single. He's 3 for 3 and due up second here in the 7th. Carter Jensen leads off. So Cody Funderburk stays in the game after getting the final 2 outs in the 6th. He's reeled off 6 straight scoreless appearances for the Twins. That spans 6 innings. And Jeffers challenges.
The pitch is called the ball. The catcher's challenge.
So we go to ABS, powered by T-Mobile.
Call's overturned. Minnesota has 2 challenges remaining.
And it's a strike.
See the big lefty there. So that scoreless streak is certainly in jeopardy here, Jake. When
Jensen's hit lefties well. Keyshaw got a good angle and a good read. And there's one away. Now Jensen actually has a higher batting average against lefties than he does righties this year.
Carter can handle that sinker, especially from the lefty. Any of those balls coming inside to him, lefty sinkers, righty cutters, he can handle that ball really well. So think of the lineup construction here. Carter leading off, Bobby in between Carter and Jack Caglione. These are the type of situations where you try to leave the lefty in to get the 2 lefties, but could be a very dangerous matchup against Bobby Witt Jr.
He is 3 for 3 tonight. Couple of singles and a double. He's scored 2 runs. He's driven in 2 runs. An immediate impact. He has 1 4-hit game this year. That was back in May. Now for every Royals hit all season long, Quick Trip and the Royals will donate books to Kansas City schools and nonprofits through the Hit the Books program. Learn more at royals.com/book request.
Seen 2 type of fastballs here. Funderburk's featured to Bobby Witt Jr. The cutter, he's trying to run it on his hands, and the sinker away. If it's going to be a breaking ball, it'll likely be a sweeper. If not, 2 fastballs, 2 different options when it comes to movement.
First time that Bobby's ever faced Cody Funderburk. And he takes called strike 3, at least for a moment. He challenges.
The pitch was called a strike. The batter's challenging.
What does ABS powered by T-Mobile say? That's a perfect pitch.
Called strike is confirmed. The batter's out. Kansas City has 1 challenge remaining.
Perfectly executed. Jake mentioned that's the first time Bobby Witt Jr. has faced the big lefty, Cody Funderburk. We saw pitch number 1. Bobby just all out, straight up taking. Let me see the movement. Cut fastball. And that was the first look at the breaking ball there, and perfectly executed to strike out Bobby.
It's a good challenge too.
Yeah.
You're challenging a leverage pitch. It's later in the game. You're up by 4. It's just a perfect pitch.
Yeah. It's always hard. Again, we've been talking about it all night. Is the advantage pitcher, is the advantage hitter when you face a guy more, when you face a guy less? And those first at bats, the hitter's collecting information. Watch out, Cags.
Now Cags couldn't hold up the swing. He was bailing out at the same time of that pitch up and in. So Funderburk strikeout pair in a scoreless 7th. Do you have what it takes to be the next Royals TV Capital Federal Junior Broadcaster? Visit royals.com/junior broadcaster to enter. Steven Cruz is on for the 8th inning. His 39th appearance of the season. 47 strikeouts, only 17 walks this year. Bell crushes the first pitch. That is gone. That has been the one Achilles heel for Steven Cruz this year. He's given up now 11 home runs this season, and most of them on the 4-seamer.
Crushed, Jake. You weren't lying about that. Hit 109 miles an hour off the bat of Josh Bell. Steven Cruz just trying to be aggressive, pitching with a lead. Let me get strike 1. Josh Bell's a veteran in this league, just reached 10 years. So you know he understands Cruz. He's going to be aggressive in the zone. He's not letting him get strike 1.
So that is a rude greeting for Steven Cruz. And that fastball is at triple digits. And you'd think, at one point in baseball, even maybe just 10 years ago, you didn't see all that many triple-digit heaters, but the more hitters see them, the more they could time them up.
And that was an 0-0 count. Again, the situation, Josh Bell, I'm going to be aggressive here. Don't let him get strike one. We see Clemens here, 2-0 count. Just missed that fastball. If these big league hitters can get themselves in fastball counts, there's no velocity out there that can get it by them. I guess unless you're Jacob Mizorowski and have the game's arguably best fastball of all time. But other than that, Jake, if you let these big league hitters anticipate a fastball, they're going to put barrel on it.
There's another barrel. Massey makes a great backhand play. He is so good over there at second base.
So good over there, making it look so smooth. 105 off the bat. Michael Massey understanding, okay, this is a tough hop. I'm going to stay in there and just rely on the hands. Glove work right there. Take a look. The face is connected to the glove. That's allowing Michael Massey to use those hands, those elite hands he has, and then stay under control, make a throw.
Add that one to the Gold Glove resume tape.
Man. Something, in my opinion, that goes undervalued in this league is the defense up the middle. Everyone talks about catcher, shortstop, center field, premium positions, but second base, when you have the ability to defend second base, to turn that double play like Michael Massey has, that is a huge asset and provides tremendous value to a baseball team.
So Massey entered tonight second among American League second basemen, both in outs above average and defensive runs saved.
That play right there.
So the metrics match the eyes.
Yep, and that's 105 off the bat. It's a tough hop.
There's a big hop for Nick Lofton. Throws from foul ground. Kaggs makes the pick, but he came off the base.
Just missed him. Q says play on. This ball from Nick Lofton here makes a good play. Momentum's going to third, so you got to get rid of it. And Jack Caglione, he's able to make the pick, but see the momentum's taking him away from Royce Lewis, and just missed putting the tag on there. Just missed him.
And Nick Lofton's charged with an error. So that keeps Royce Lewis from having a 4-hit game. That's a tough play.
Very tough. I just don't know if that's routine from anybody, but that's big league baseball. The game is moving fast.
Now that's the pitch that Steven Cruz has been throwing more and more and has become a huge weapon for him, especially against lefties. That cutter in the mid-90s.
Yep. When you get strike one, you don't allow that hitter to anticipate a pitch or a zone. You become a little more protective, and that's where that makes that cutter play that much more.
And he pairs it with that slider. It's in the high 80s. So they get some good separation. The slider's got a little bit more depth to it. But the cutter's been his best pitch by far this season. Opponents are hitting just 156 against his cutter this year. Lefties only have 2 hits against his cutter all year.
It tells you if you execute it as a pitcher, you're going to get outs.
There's the cutter, and Brooks Lee skies it to left. 2 outs. And now a message from Rally House.
The season starts at Rally House. From jerseys and hats to tumblers for game day, it's where outrageous selection meets every fan's style.
A little bit low, ball one on Austin Martin.
This is big league pitching right here, Jake. We just face a hitter, Brooks Lee, who's vulnerable against the cutter. You execute, get the out. Now Austin Martin here against the right-handed sinker has struggled this year. So Cruz knows if I can execute this pitch where I want in the zone that I want, I can get it out here. So got to stay on top of it. 2 outs, can't let up.
And now 2-1.
So learn from that take. That tells me right there Martin was on that cutter.
Another cutter. This is flicked to right center, and Isbell's there. That ends the inning. Cruz gives up a leadoff homer, but nothing more. Royals up 5-2. Royals up 5-2, and Salvador Perez is ready to lead off the inning. It's been quite the night celebrating Salvador Perez, the new Royals franchise home run king. Glad to have you upstairs. Eric Hosmer, Jake Eisenberg. We've got some merch. We've got some new merch for Salvi, the home run king of Kansas City. Get a load of that.
Look at that crown. Put
you
the
like
crown
that?
right on him. I got to get some of these T-shirts. That
you can get that in the team store.
The 318 today that the guys were wearing at BP. I need them all.
They're going to go quick.
Yes, they will. Get them before I do, Jake.
You keeping this one, or do I get to keep this one?
So I've been working out lately. I don't know if I'm fitting in that one anymore, Jake. All right, Salvi. It's been your night. Let's give him a finale here in this potential last at bat.
New pitcher for the Twins is righty Travis Adams. Salvi started the scoring tonight with his sacrifice fly in the first inning. That was a home run kind of swing.
Breaking ball there, listed as a slider. Looked like it had some downward movement. That's what Salvi's going to see here from Travis Adams. He's going to see some movement away from him. Cutters, sliders. If it's a fastball, it's going to be that four seam at the top just for show.
And Salvi lays off.
And those four seams at the top of the zone, that's just to get Salvador Perez off that pitch right there. The sliders, the breaking balls moving away from him. Just changes his eye vision.
He sends it to right center. And it's down. Martin gave it a try, came up empty. Salvi's got an extra base hit.
Change up. Go and get it, Salvi. Stay in them legs. Put a good swing. Take it to the right center field gap. That's the hand-eye coordination Salvador Perez features. We always see him swinging in the box. It's because with his elite hand-eye, he feels like he can hit everything. And then you see him emptying the take for the double. And look at this crowd. Showing the captain, showing the king some love.
Tyler Tolbert's into pinch run for him. And so high fives for El Capitan all down the dugout. He extends his hitting streak to 4 games, by the way, with that double. After a really solid road trip, he's starting off the homestand well.
Salvi's saying, all right, boys, let's close this one out. And someone tell the trainers, get the cold tub ready. I'll be in there post game. A little bit of an upgrade speed-wise here.
Just a little bit.
Sorry to cut you off, Jake. Oh, man, look at Salvi. Playing the game with joy.
I was just thinking that, Salvi contributes to this game tonight with a sacrifice fly and now a leadoff double, and he has long said that amidst all of the individual success and accolades that there is nothing more important than the team winning.
That's right.
And for the team to win the game in which he tied the franchise record, for the team to win the game in which he set the franchise record, you could tell that meant more to him than anything.
Yeah, that's how Salvi plays. He plays with passion. We saw him in the World Baseball Classic playing for Venezuela with that pride, and he brings that, and he's adopted that into Kansas City and this community. He plays with that same type of energy and pride.
He said this afternoon that something that's going to stay with him forever, something that meant so much to him, is that the day that he broke the record and was doing the post-game interview with Joel down in the field in Detroit, that all of his teammates came out of the dugout and supported him. Even, as he said, El Jefe, Q, was out there along with everybody else that was in the dugout to support him.
Yeah. We see how much Salvador Perez means to this community, means to this organization. We saw Q get emotional talking about Salvador Perez leading up to the days of him tying George's record, because the people see it. People that are with Salvador Perez day in and day out, they see the passion, they see the energy, they see him trying to uplift each and every one of his teammates every single day, no matter his performance.
In the air to center, and one away. Tolbert stays put at second. Now, this was the scene in Detroit after Salvi broke the record. He got the splash. Vinny Pasquantino and Nick Lofton, who had the game-winning homer that day. Lofton, and there's Salvi with his familia, with his teammates.
So cool.
Miggy right next to him. Miguel Garcia, longtime coach.
Been here a long time.
Been with Salvi every step of the way.
Yes, he has. See him right there again, right next to Salvi.
You know, aside from Vinny Pasquantino, who was in the on-deck circle when Salvi hit the homer, Miggy was the first one out of the dugout to greet Salvi when he broke the record. Salvi gave him a big bear hug, lifted him up. That was a really cool moment between two longtime friends.
Miguel Garcia has been here a long time, long before Salvador Perez, myself, a lot of the core group from that 2014 to 15 championship teams. Miguel Garcia was here plenty before that, throwing BP each and every single day, being an assistant hitting coach down there in the tunnel. And there's plenty of times where you see Miguel Garcia right there watching the game. He'll get a tap on the shoulder from a player and says, "Hey, Miggy, we need you in the cage right now." And he's throwing batting practice at all times throughout the day. For all the former players that were watching this and former coaches that knew what Miguel Garcia brought to this organization, I'm sure there were some people out there saying, man, who is number 82? What coach is that? Miguel Garcia, behind the scenes, day in and day out, has been there for so many of these Royal greats, Royal players throughout the year. And again, that left arm, that left shoulder, see that QT sign. I guarantee you Miguel Garcia has close to 1 million baseballs thrown on that shoulder. That is some wear and tear. Great batting practice as well. Jake, I'm dead serious when I say this. If I were to ever compete in a home run derby, I would take Miguel Garcia as my pitcher.
You go left on left.
100%.
Wow.
Anytime I ever felt like I was in a funk, I took 3 rounds from Miggy. And we all know those lefties, if you just keep that front shoulder in there, Miggy just felt like he got me back locked in every single time.
Well, that's who threw to Salvi in the home run derby.
Yep.
Lofton takes the walk. 2 on with 1 out for Isaac Collins. And Pete Mackey, Twins pitching coach, is out for a visit with Adams. You can score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Visit MLBshop.com/Royals, the official source for your Kansas City Royals gear. Series opener tonight. The Royals are up 5-2. Game 2 of this series tomorrow. Noah Cameron's on the mound. He has been brilliant over his last couple of outings. 8 shutout ball, 8 innings of shutout ball against the Twins. The last time he pitched, 7 scoreless out of the bullpen the outing before that. So it's Noah Cameron on the mound for the Royals in Game 2 tomorrow. Our coverage begins at 6 o'clock. And on the other side, the Royals will see a former Oriole, a new Twin in righty Dean Kramer. It's one of the players that the Twins acquired at the deadline.
Kramer's had some
The
rough
pitch was
outings.
called a strike. The batter's challenging.
Ooh, here we go.
ABS powered by T-Mobile.
Call strike is confirmed. Kansas City is out of challenges.
Confirms strike. No more challenges for the Royals. One and one on Collins. And to your point about Kramer, hasn't pitched a ton this year. He's on the injured list with a quad strain for a good chunk. Last two outings have been particularly rough. You wonder how a different jersey, a new team, trying to make a first impression, how much of a difference that makes.
Yeah, the Royals don't let him settle. Do not let him settle in tomorrow. Those offensive meetings leading up to the game, I would imagine the Royals hitting staff, hitting coaches will tell these players, let's not let Kramer settle in. Let's be aggressive, especially with Noah Cameron. Tremendous outing last time out against the Twins. Every reason for that offense to be aggressive tomorrow.
So that is tomorrow. Again, our coverage starts at 6 o'clock.
It is, but tonight it'd be nice to add some more on here.
It'd be nice to go into tomorrow looking for a series win.
That's right.
Royals up 5-2, bottom 8. Trying to add on. 2-2 to Collins. Checks his swing. He keeps it fair. Lee knocks it down. Gets a force at third. High throw at first. It's out of Lewis's glove. Lofton gets to third. Well, Lewis had to play defense on the back end of the play.
A lot going on there, Jake. All right, we're going to see here. Brooks Lee bobbles it a little bit. Tries to step on the bag at third and get the double play. Steps on the bag with his front foot as he's throwing to first, but then the ball gets away from Royce Lewis. Nick Lofton fully aware, taking the extra bag at third. It looks like we're going to come get a new pitcher after that crazy play right there.
And the Royals wind up after all that with runners on the corners and 2 outs. John Rave due up, and Derek Shelton is making a pitching change. This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Kansas City Royals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the Kansas City Royals. The new pitcher for the Twins is lefty Taylor Rogers, his 47th outing this season. See what he's done against lefties and righties. Higher averages against both. Righties slightly better. And that is one reason why the Royals have a pinch hitter coming to the plate. Starling Marte is pinch hitting for John Rave here.
Taylor Rogers has 11 seasons in the big leagues, and he's known as a lefty specialist. Good sinking fastball. This year trying to make some adjustments. Really likes his sweeper. Heavy breaking balls here. First and third, 2 outs, so the Royals offensively could get some guys in motion here.
First pitch to Marte. And he cracks it in the air. Deep left center field. Long run for Keyshaw to the track. It's in for a hit. Lofton's in. Here comes Collins. And Starling Marte picked the perfect time for his first pinch hit of the year.
Oh, yeah. Perfect time for Q. The Royals bench to use Starling Marte there. Taylor Rogers again, lefty specialist, a lot of breaking balls. Plays right into Marte's hand, left center. Straight off the bench there, in the gap, scoring 2. You can see Salvador Perez here at Kauffman Stadium on the big board, flexing the muscles, and Starling Marte giving it right back to him.
See, they know.
Hey.
Marte entered tonight 0 for 13 as a pinch hitter this year. They all know that it was just a matter of time. He has been more than due.
That's it. More than due. It's a big run there. Insurance add-ons, those are huge.
7-2 Royals in the bottom of the 8th. And a chance for more. Isbell serves one up the middle. Marte comes to the plate, and it's 8-2.
Kyle Isbell, good to see you back. Another base hit up the middle off a sweeper here. Starlin Marte coming off the bench, legging out a double. Second to home here. It's impressive from Isbell here. He did get some minor league rehab at bats, but it is not the same as big league pitching. And to step in here tonight at the K, he looks like he has not missed a beat. Big knock.
A 2-for-4 night for Izzy in his first game since early June. Royals up by 6. This is the kind of offensive game you're hoping to see if you're the Royals. After a tough weekend in Colorado, the Royals scored 8 total runs in the 3-game series at Coors Field. Held to 1 run twice. They've got 8 total runs tonight.
Yeah. Get some key pieces back in that lineup. Changes a lot. And then again with the schedule, there's some off days that mean more than the others. So Royals get back last night, mentally, physically, get a refresh day, and came out here tonight at Kauffman Stadium looking like a completely different team.
And it's the first home game in nearly 2 weeks.
Yeah. A lot going on tonight. 318. You see the signs down there for Salvador. Big celebration. So the Royals fans had every reason to bring the energy and juice tonight, and they certainly delivered.
That's out of play foul. Full count on Carter Jensen.
This is interesting here. Carter can handle the lefty sinker. Just missed one 3-1. Rogers loves his sweeper, so good chance he tries to throw a strike sweeper here, and it's going to be interesting to see Carter make the adjustment, see if he's on the sweeper, see if he's on the sinker.
Isbell takes off, and it's high for ball 4. Jeffers challenges.
The previous pitch was called the ball. The catcher's challenging.
He's not going to like this one.
He's walking to first. ABS powered by T-Mobile.
The call ball is confirmed. Minnesota has 1 challenge remaining.
And Eric Hosmer has 1 challenge remaining.
Oh, man. I get it. Jeffers is trying to bail his guy out on the mound, but I don't know about pulling that trigger.
Oh, you thought Jeffers wasn't going to like it?
No, no. I thought, yes, the challenge right there. Yes.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood you. I thought you were saying that Carter wasn't going to like it.
No. Okay. Carter was all over that.
Yeah.
Speaker. All over it.
All right. Eric Hosmer has both challenges remaining.
Thank you. You've been doing a good job picking me up all night, partner. Do not throw me under that bus.
It's a team sport.
Yeah, you speak Haas, so you know what I'm trying to say.
I do. I've learned many languages over the last few years. HUD was the first.
Oh, there you go.
I've learned HUD.
Slowly learning Haas.
Learning Haas. I've learned J-Guts. I've learned Monty.
Yeah. J-Guts, he features some great ball talk as well.
Oh, yeah. We've got the best crew there is.
Believe it. Believe it. Don't forget the boys in the truck as well.
Nate Pearson is warming up in the bullpen. So he's ready to make his Kauffman Stadium debut after he made his Royals debut on the road trip. Another chance for a 4th hit tonight for Bobby Witt Jr. 2-2. Got under it. Straightaway center. And that ends the inning. Now the Royals put up 3 more in the bottom of the 8th. Flex those muscles, Starling. He had a 2-run double.
8-2, Royals leading. Joe Goldberg, Royals Hall of Famer Jeff Montgomery. Awfully nice when you can get two key pieces back up the middle.
Yeah, immediate impact upon the return of Bobby Witt Jr. and Kyle Isbell here at Kauffman Stadium.
And in another nice performance from Randy Dobnak. Plenty to talk about. Hey, you guys might be bad at math, but Monty is an expert. Plenty coming up on Royals postgame.
All right, guys, thanks very much. We know that Monty is an expert at counting to 304.
That's right. He certainly is an expert at everything. What's Joel an expert at? He left himself out.
He did leave himself out. That was conspicuous, don't you think?
Yeah, we'll get back to that on the post game, Joel.
Here's Nate Pearson making his Kauffman Stadium debut. A few appearances on the road trip with the Royals. And 3 good ones. 3 scoreless for Pearson. 1 in Detroit in his Royals debut. Then 2 against the Rockies. Tyler Tolbert stays in to play right field. Shallow left center, and even Bobby Witt Jr. can't get there. Luke Keyshaw has a leadoff single, and that is the first hit that Pearson has allowed in a Royals uniform.
Pearson's got a live arm. First rounder for Toronto in 2017. Struggled so far in his early big league career, but if he can be healthy and stay on that mound, it is an above average fastball. If he can get some kind of breaking ball to mix with that, Nate Pearson has a chance to be a really, really quality relief pitcher for the Royals.
Now that fastball this year averages just under 98 miles an hour. There's the slider, and it goes all the way to the backstop. So a wild pitch from Pearson. He was a first-round pick out of the Junior College of Central Florida. Zach Bove, former Royals assistant pitching coach, was his pitching coach there. So those two have been close for a while now. That's sky high for Collins. And 1 away. I remember the last couple of years when the Royals had been either in Toronto or recently in Chicago, where Pearson was with the Cubs. We were talking to Zach Bove about Pearson in particular, and he was telling us about that big fastball, a heater that he helped cultivate all those years ago.
Yeah, and maybe he can take Nate Pearson back to that similar thought process he had in college and just simplify things. We see Daniel Lynch, what that's done to his game in the bullpen, simplifying just the movement, simplifying the moves he has to make. It's 97 at the top of the zone with life. So that fastball is going to play. It's got a lead extension. It's got life. It's got spin. So if we can get something for Nate Pearson to get the hitters off of that fastball, and they can truly honor a breaking ball or an off-speed pitch, Nate Pearson has action.
He's ahead of Trevor Larnach 0-2. Larnach's 0 for 2 with a couple of walks tonight. Royals up 8-2, top of the 9th. 2 outs to get.
That's the breaking ball he got for strike 2. So see if that sets up a fastball high or if he tries to execute another one.
That's carved to left center. Carries a bit, but Isbell's there. 2 gone. Now, yes, we have been here before, leading against the Twins with 2 outs in the 9th. It's a little different. It's a 6-run lead.
Don't you wish that evil on me, Ricky Bobby? We're going to get this last out right now, Jake. Nate Pearson, I love the fastball he's featuring. Trust it. Continue to trust it. You throw one quality breaking ball to get the hitter off the fastball and then get right back to it. Continue to trust it. Big live arm here.
There's 97 for strike 1 on Jeffers. He's 0 for 4 tonight. 20,000 plus on their feet tonight at the K. They were here early to roar for Salvador Perez and honor him as the new franchise home run king. And now they're ready to cheer on a Royals win. 8-2 the final. The Royals take the opener from the Twins. A fitting way to cap off Salvador Perez's home run celebration with a win.
Kansas City knows how to celebrate, Jake. You know that. I know that. Salvador Perez, that captain, the captain, he knows that as well. Just a tremendous night. Celebrating Salvi, celebrating him, passing George Brett. No better way to end it than a Royals victory.
Now that celebration really set the tone, and so did the first inning. Randy Dobnak retires the Twins in order, top of the first. He goes 5 innings, allows just 1 run. Bottom of the first, Bobby Witt Jr. Instant offense, back in the lineup, his first game off the IL. He singles and scores in the first. He scores on a sacrifice fly from Salvador Perez. Michael Massey adds a 2-run double in that first inning, and the Royals led the rest of the way. 3 more in the 5th, 3 more in the 8th. Great to have Bobby and Kyle Isbell back in the lineup. They were serious contributors tonight.
Yeah, they brought the energy. You can tell they set the tone, as did these Kansas City Royals fans here at Kauffman Stadium tonight. Just an electric night here at the K. Many of reasons to celebrate, and the Royals ended with a victory. Love to see it.
Well, Bobby Witt Jr. in his return to the lineup, he goes 3 for 5 with a double, 2 RBIs. He scores 2 runs. Kyle Isbell 2 for 4, couple of singles. He also had an RBI. Starling Marte had a big hit too, a 2-run double in the 8th. He was a pinch hitter. Bobby Witt Jr. though led the way with that single in the first inning. He's down on the field with Bridget.
Thanks, Jake. All right, Bobby, your first game back off the IL. Welcome back to it. But I want to first ask you just about the energy in Kauffman Stadium tonight. How did that fuel this group from the start?
Yeah, it's special getting to celebrate Sal of what he did. It's special player, and so anytime you started off with him, it's, you know, the crowd's going to bring some energy, and so it was just kind of like opening day again. I was excited to get back, been chomping at the bit, and so yeah.
Well, it was your first game back since July 20th, but it took you no time to find your rhythm. 3 hits, drove in 2 runs. What were you feeling at the plate tonight? How ready were you to get back into a game?
Yeah, just like I said, I've been chomping at the bit, ready since.
Iced you there.
Yeah, wasn't ready for that, but yeah, it was fun. Like I said, it's anytime you get back out here playing at Kauffman with the great fans, so yeah, it's fun.
Take me into that 5th inning. You were able to drive in 2. How were you able to see what was going on in front of you with Carter and Izzy and the at-bats in front of you?
Yeah, just trying to put together a good swing, driving some runs and help the team. And I know with our pitchers and our bullpen that get a good lead and we're going to win.
It was a really special night. You talked about it earlier, just being able to honor Salvi, the new franchise home run king. What's the best part about being his teammate and see Kansas City time and time again show out for him?
Yeah, it's amazing. He's amazing. He's one of one, just a special player. Always got that smile on his face, and it's a blessing to be able to play with him.
We know winning is the most important thing for him whenever we honor him, so a nice win to celebrate.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Thanks, Bobby.
Thank you.
Bridget, thanks very much. What a night for the captain. What a night for the Royals. Haas, what do you think? Same time tomorrow? That was fun.
Let's run it back. Why not?
Run it back. Coverage starts at 6 o'clock tomorrow. First pitch at 6:40. Royals pregame at 6 o'clock tomorrow. For our director, Todd Kinsey, our producer, Kevin Cedergren, our associate producers, Sam Abramson, Al Broughton, Sam Peterlin, and the producer of pre- and postgame, John Harvey. And for Bridget Howard and Eric Hosmer, I'm Jake Eisenberg. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight at Kauffman Stadium. Stay tuned. Royals postgame presented by Price Chopper with Joel and Monty is next.